In this video, I'm going to show you why it's not a good idea to use nested ifs in Excel, and then I'll show you through a few better alternatives. And if you'd like to grab a copy of the spreadsheet that I use in this video, just click on the link in the description below. Okay, over here in Excel, and I've set up a little exercise where we've got the names of some students here in column A, and then we've got their test scores in column B. And then down the bottom here, I've just got a little lookup list, which I've created so we can go through and just choose whichever name we want to look up, like that. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to extract the score for the students based on which name we select. And we're going to do it in a bunch of different ways. So we're going to do it using a nested if statement. We're going to look at how to do it with IFS, and then VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and INDEX MATCH. And I've got the formula text functions in here as well, so we'll be able to see the actual formulas that we create and how long and efficient or inefficient they are. And by the end of this, you'll be able to see why nested if is pretty inefficient, and then you can decide which of the other options you like the best for your spreadsheets. Okay, so let's start off with the nested if up the top here. So to start that off, we just say equals if and open the brackets. And then we need to put in the logical test. And the logical test is going to be if this value down here in A14 equals, and then all we can do is just select one of the names. So we can't select an array of names when we use an if. So then we just hit comma and we select the value that we want to return if true, which is 35. And then comma, and then we need to select the value that we return if it's false. And the value that we return if it's false is actually going to be the next one down, the next person down. And that's where we start our next if statement. So I'll show you what I mean. So we type in if, and then we do the same logical test where we have A14 equals, only this time we pick the next name down, comma, value if true, comma, and then value if false is going to be the next name down. So we say if logical test that equals that, comma, value if true is going to be the test score, and then comma. Now the value if false, as you can see, what we're doing is we're going down every single name here, but just to shorten this so I don't have to go through and do it all, I'll just stop there and we'll put in a value if false as the text not found. And we'll close the brackets 3 times because we open the brackets 3 times, and then we'll press enter. Okay, and as you can see, we are returning the value 35 for Daniela Pitts. And if we come down to our drop down menu and we choose another name, so we'll choose Trey, it gives us the result of 55. So this works correctly. The nested if is working correctly. The problem is, as you can see from the formula text, it's a very long formula, and we've only actually included 3 of the names on the list there. So if we were to continue on and include all of the names, this would be an extremely long formula, and it's very inefficient. So that's not a good way of doing it. So I'll just escape out of there, and we'll come down and do an IFS function and see how that goes. So we'll start that off with equals IFS. Okay, now we're doing logical test 1, which is the name equals the name over here, comma. Value if true is the score. Value if false is going to be the next logical test. So it's kind of similar to the nested if, except we don't have to keep typing in if each time. So the next logical test is going to be if that equals that name, value if true, and then the value if false is going to be the next name. Okay, so you can see the pattern there. It's pretty similar to the nested if. So we'll just stop there again. And this time I'll just close the brackets once and press enter. Okay, so we get the score of 55 there. If I come down to our name selector and just pick Daniela again, okay, you can see that's grabbing the right result there. But again, we've gone through and we've only chosen 3 names from the list here. So we'd have to go through and do each name, which again produces a really inefficient formula. So both of those options are actually pretty bad for this exercise. So let's try with a VLOOKUP now. So I'll just type in equals VLOOKUP and open the brackets. Okay, so the lookup value is down here in our drop-down menu, comma. The table array is the entire table, which is the names and the scores. So we'll just drag the mouse over there and comma. Now the column index number is the column with the results that we're trying to extract. And it's the second column from the left because we've got columns A and B. So we need to put in a 2 for the second column, comma. And then we want this to be an exact match. So we can type false here, or we can actually just type 0. So I'll put in 0, close the brackets and press enter. Okay, so now we're getting the result of 35, which is the same as we're getting for the two formulas above, the nested if and the IFS. And again, we'll come down and we'll just change the name. Okay, so they're all returning 55 now, so they're all working. But the benefit of the VLOOKUP is that it's actually looking up the entire table. Okay, so we can come down here and we can choose a name from down the list. And as you can see, the VLOOKUP works. The IFS doesn't work. We get an error message, and the nested if just tells us that it's not found because we weren't referencing that name. Okay, so already we can see that VLOOKUP is better than the other two. Now let's try XLOOKUP. So we'll just type in equals XLOOKUP and open the brackets. Okay, so the lookup value again is down here, comma. The lookup array is just the names and comma, and the return array is the scores. Okay, so the other things you can see there, if not found, match mode and search mode, they're all optional. I'm just going to leave them for this particular exercise, so we'll just close this off. Okay, so there you can see we've got a pretty efficient formula in there compared to some of the others, and we're getting the result of 100. Let's go ahead and just choose a different name again. Okay, so they're all back to looking up Troy Mazer and getting 55. And once again, we can see VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP is much more efficient than the other two. Plus, they actually are looking up all of the names as well. Okay, so the last one we'll do is index match. So I'll type in equals index and just open the brackets. Now the array is the results array, so that's the scores, comma. The row number we're going to get by using a match function. So we'll just type in match and open the brackets. Okay, so we want to match that, comma, with this array of names over here, comma. We want it to be an exact match, so that's a 0. Close the brackets. That's our match done. Close the brackets again. That's our index done. Press enter, and we get 55. Okay, so let's go and pick a name down the list again. And there you can see VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and index match are all looking up the name properly, and they're all returning the result properly. Again, nested if and IFS are not, because they're not looking up all the names. So in a nutshell, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and index match are much more suited to the purpose of looking up multiple names or something else and then extracting something like a score. Whereas nested ifs and IFS function can be fairly inefficient. And just the other thing to note is that with VLOOKUP, you can only look up values on the left, so column A, and then extract data on the right, so that's column B. You can't go from right to left. But with XLOOKUP and index match, if this was the other way around and the scores were on the left, and the names were on the right, you could use XLOOKUP or index match because they can look up from right to left, whereas VLOOKUP cannot. So the final wrap up really is that XLOOKUP and index match are probably your best two options when you're doing this kind of exercise. And if you want to learn more about these functions, then check out the links in the description below to our more in-depth videos.